Sorry about that, everyone. We are getting underway. I think the tournament started early, so good to know that all the players are here. We got 7 teams. We're going to be playing a round robin of some kind among the 7 teams. Let's jump on into the action. Georgia against Adura. We'll take a look at this table first. And if you're not familiar with the site, we actually have a nice little green background now that we're trying out. So make sure to leave a comment and let us know if you prefer this green background, which gives it a little bit more of a feel like you're playing on those green felt tables, or if you prefer the dark blue background, which is a little bit more consistent with the website's colors. There are a number of other background settings that you can try on your own as well. Kind of one nice thing that you can check out in the settings tab yourself if you're playing a game. And then those will transfer over to kibitzing if you do that in the future. But welcome on in, everyone. So this is another one of the OCBL Pattons hosted by BridgeChamp. Very grateful that we do get to see some action leading up to the big NABC that's coming up next week in San Francisco. I imagine the reason we see fewer teams in this event is probably because a bunch of the players are maybe going through a bit of secret preparation themselves, and they don't want to give away all of their system fixes that they've been practicing or preparing for the event. Or maybe some of them just want a little bit of a break leading up to the competition. But we're here. We got some excellent bridge ahead of us to be sure. So let's jump into this first hand and see how things are going for North-South. They've quickly bid up to 3 no trump. And yeah, I mean, North doesn't have any reason to bid on over this. North has showed most of their hand. I'm a little bit curious about some of the bids in this auction. Specifically the 2 spade bid. I guess it looks like North-South were on the same page, that South was not necessarily showing a spade fit there. So the opening heart lead from West, 10-9 fourth, decided that the opponents, having both bid spades, didn't feel right to lead a spade from Queen 10-9 fifth. That was almost certainly going to blow up a spade trick. And yeah, Declare has some work to do. I mean, the clubs don't split, and communication is a little bit tenuous, but it's got to be correct for Declare to go after clubs immediately. So ace, king of clubs. You got to make some discards from that north hand. Ooh, leads a low club. Wow, so this gives West the opportunity to hop up with the jack of clubs and switch to the 10 of diamonds. East plays the 5 on this trick, maybe intended as a suit preference signal. The benefit of a low club is that it doesn't force Declare to make a discard from the north hand, but I think based on this auction, West is going to know exactly what to switch. Oh, West just plays another heart. Well, this is probably okay for the defense, but I think it means that, so Declare is just going to pitch 2 diamonds on the king jack of hearts, cross in hand, and then play the ace king of clubs. And with East being the one holding long clubs, Declare will be able to knock out the long club, the king of diamonds will be protected, and Declare will still have a spade entry to their own hand. So this is looking like it's going to be 3 no trump making 10 tricks. Declare will still lose a club and either a diamond or a spade from here. Now Declare is going to be very happy that West turns up with the doubleton club. So pitches a diamond, can play another club, throwing a spade, and that'll be 10 tricks one way or another. East is kind of end played into giving Declare the king of diamonds, although that trick's somewhat irrelevant So let's jump into a different table. Because this is played at the Patton form of scoring, I'm kind of curious what happens in the other room on this same board. It looks like the opening lead was a spade. We'll take a look at the auction. A diamond, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 3 no from South. Maybe showing South's extra values. South had a 16 count. And normally these jumps to 3 no trump in game forcing auctions show about a strong no trump worth and value. So that could be what's going on here, at least auction-wise. And on this auction, it's a lot harder for West not to lead a spade because they have queen 10 9 5th and neither opponent has bid that suit. You normally want to lead 4th best from your longest and strongest against no trump. And here it does seem like Declare just has the rest. Ace, king, jack of hearts, and the ace, king of spades, so Declare is going to make 11 tricks on this board. At the other table, they definitely had an opportunity to hold Declare to 9 if West found the 10 of diamonds switch through that king 4th when they got in with the jack of clubs. But it looks like everyone's getting to 3 no trump and everyone's making it. So Patton form of scoring, this is going to be an important over trick for north-south in that room. I guess that is Adora. But we'll move on to Seligman against Max BridgeChamp. Let's see what's going on the second board of the round. And a 3 club opener for me. 6-4 in the minors, heart void, favorable vulnerability, excellent club suit. I think almost everyone would open this hand 3 clubs. Maybe there are players who would open this hand 4 clubs, even at these colors. But so 3 clubs, pass by South, no reason for West to act, so West will pass as well, and North in the balancing seat has to decide, unfavorable, is it worthwhile to show that 6-card heart suit, or is he going to take the low road and just pass out 3 clubs, not wanting to get further involved? I think generally against a preempt pass, it's pretty attractive to balance. And so North does here, despite having only 11 high card points. So if they do end up getting to 4 hearts, because, I mean, South has a pretty good hand. It is an 11 count. I know South is a little bit nervous about this king 3rd of clubs, and especially you don't really want to hang your partner for balancing in these auctions. But 4 hearts does feel like the standout bid with such a large trump fit. And I mean, at least 2 working cards, the ace of diamonds, king of hearts, and the king of clubs might actually be helpful. If clubs are, say, 7, 3, 2, 1 around the table, partner might be able to use the king of clubs to pitch a diamond loser, for example. Or they might just not get a club ruff at trick 1 if partner has a small doubleton. There's no guarantee that East with ace, queen, jack, 7th of clubs would lead the ace in another. But as it turns out, I mean, it looks like passing 3 hearts would have ended up being the correct decision on this hand because the defense just has too many tricks. I mean, it looks like they're going to get a spade, a diamond, and 2 clubs. Or they might get a spade, a club ruff, and eventually a diamond trick. There's no real squeeze that's going to operate on this hand. And wow, West doesn't even switch to a club. That is suspicious, but I mean, not in a bad way. I just think that, you know, looking at your singleton club, partners opened 3 clubs and didn't lead one, your partner almost certainly has the club ace. And if you strongly believe that your partner has like ace, queen, 10, 6, or ace, queen, jack, or sorry, ace, queen, jack, 7th of clubs, or even ace, queen, 10, 7th of clubs, you could go club to the ace, queen of clubs back, picking off Declare's king as you ruff, and Declare just loses a trick that way. So a little bit of a strange decision from West. I mean, Maybe they were just very hopeful that their partner was singleton in the majors and they would give them a spade ruff. But I mean, you can always do that after club to the ace club ruff, right? So I think quite fortunate for West that the club ruff ends up not mattering because East happens to have 2 natural club tricks anyway. Is there anything fancy that Declare can do to try and mess with the defenders here? I think the answer is no. But it does seem like Declare is going to pull trumps and probably ruff the jack of spades in the north hand to strip the suit. Maybe play ace and a diamond at that point, but it's really hard to imagine Declare getting away with stealing this one. East can just put in the 10 of clubs when a club gets let up, and eventually they'll take 2 more club tricks to go with their 1 diamond. So 4 hearts is going to go down 1. I think we'll leave them to it. It looks like the play is going a bit slower at this table now that the end position has been reached. Let's jump into another match. Oh, wow. This table finished all 3 boards already. Okay, let's try the other table in that same match. I'm kind of curious about this 3rd board. We'll take a look after the auction's concluded. South opened a club, rebid a spade, opposite a passed hand partner. A little bit frisky to do so. And then North decided to jump to 3 clubs. Kind of understandable, especially opposite a passed hand. Or being a passed hand, someone who couldn't act over the takeout double originally. North has quite a good hand for, whatever 0 to 6 or something it is that they're basically showing initially. Oh, I didn't even realize we're playing against the site's robots. So maybe this isn't the best table to follow, but we'll stick here for just a minute while South thinks about their plan. Needs to ruff some spades in the north hand, needs to take some club finesses. Over tricks could be important, so interesting. The 9 of spades was a lead, and East elected to cover. Another spade came back to the queen. West continues a diamond. East mistakenly putting up the king. So now a spade ruff. I guess Declare is just going to play a club to the queen at this point. You don't really have the entries anymore to pick off both the king and jack of clubs, even though the takeout double might have kind of indicated that from the auction. And even if you did successfully play a club to the 9, well, without having no more entries, you would eventually not be able to ruff the spade and dummy if you pulled 3 rounds of trumps. So club to the queen, pull a 2nd round of trumps just in case they're 2-2, and then ruff the spade loser. Seems pretty likely to be what Declare does here, but thinking it over. Club to the queen, there it is. Cash the ace of clubs. Just in case they split, and now Declare gets to ruff their spade loser. So 2 hearts still to come for the defense. And this will be 3 clubs making 3. So well bid by North-South to kind of get to what appears to be a relatively par contract on this deal. Let's head into the rest of the round. Let's check out our last match. 1 down, no down versus Ukraine. Looks like on the very last board, East-West have managed to land in a no trump instead of that club partial, So once again, a club, double. North also passed at this table, a no trump. And now, because East had bid a no trump, South didn't feel comfortable bidding a spade again. So how's this contract going to do? I mean, North has no entry to get clubs led through the king jack. Declare has already discovered the diamond situation. Decides to just lead the king of hearts. That's a bit of an unusual play. I mean, Declare could have played a diamond to the 8 and then led a heart up to the king. So ultimately, I mean, it looks like Declare is going to pitch their heart loser on the queen of spades here, and Declare just gets to claim the rest. I mean, maybe they haven't been watching the diamond spots. I think we might have lost the diamond position. We didn't exactly get to see it play out at this table, but we do know that Declare South started with a singleton 9 of diamonds. That we saw from the other room. So when a diamond went to the queen, and then eventually Declare, I'm trying to get to that trick, the jack of diamonds got cashed and South showed out. Oh, Declare forgot. Okay, so that's what was happening here. Declare forgot that South had turned up with the stiff 9 of diamonds, and they thought that North still had the 10-9 over there. So that's why they elected to lead the heart king. Rather than playing a diamond over. Well, there is no squeeze on this hand because the entry situation is kind of messed up. If Declare was able to cash the king and jack of clubs, pitching 2 hearts from the west hand, North would be caught in what's known as a crisscross squeeze. But because Declare happens to be in the west seat right now, they have to cut communication between their hands by playing a diamond to the king. And so now if they cash the king jack of clubs, which they definitely will do. Oh, I'm sorry. South has the ace of clubs remaining. I am... I apologize. It's early. It's early in the event. But yes. I take this all back. I mean, I think a lot of the problem here stemmed from Declare not remembering that singleton 9 of diamonds for sure. So 1 no trump goes down 1 at this table. But remember, we saw North-South making 3 clubs at a different table. So 1 no down 1 East-West might even win the board if North-South in the other room end up finding their way to a club partial. Well, there's still a couple tables in play. We got 2 of them. We'll check out this one. Oh my. We have quite the auction that we just walked into. South opens a club, take out double, a no trump as well. Pass, and North balanced with 2 clubs. Great bid, by the way, with 4-card club support and a complete maximum. Remember, it's all about showing your hand in the context of what you've already showed. And so now, after North bid 2 clubs, South felt comfortable balancing back in with 2 spades because they had extra club length. They had a safe retreat to 3 clubs, given their known at least 9-card club fit. North bid 3 clubs, and East went ahead and cracked 3 clubs. And it looks like this is also going to work out just about as poorly as it did in the other room when 3 clubs was bid over there. Now, the Patton form of scoring, I mean, 3 clubs making 3, minus 110 for East-West. We already know that's not a great result for them because 1 no trump could make, or even 1 no down 1 would be a better score. But so 3 clubs doubled versus 3 clubs making, probably not going to be a huge difference in the border match score between the 2 tables, although we don't know. We'll have to see what happens in the other room in this match. But, oh my, Is Declare really... West got themselves end played. West pitched all their diamonds. So, or I guess I didn't follow the play too carefully. It looks like East got their partner end played by exiting a diamond rather than pushing a heart through earlier. But 3 clubs ends up making doubled with an over trick. That's going to be a ton of imps, which is going to represent about half of the score going through. Let's take a look at where the teams stand after one round. 1 down, no down is up there in first. Adora in second, Max BridgeChamp in third, tied with BridgeChamp A, tied with Seligman and Team Champ Bot. Looks like we have a full-on robot team in here sitting tied for third place. 1 round in, 6 rounds to go. Let's take a look at Adora against 1 down, no down, because this is one of our leaders. West opens a heart in first seat. Nice little 6-4-3 shape. Spade void. East bids a spade, of course. You always expect that when you have a void and you open the bidding. Your partner's going to respond in your shortness. So a heart, a spade, 2 hearts. The normal way to game force, I mean, East has a massive hand in this auction. 20 highs and partners open the bidding. East is almost certainly forcing to slam at this point, but you want to explore for what the best slam is, because it could be 6 spades, it could be 6 hearts, it could be 6 no trump. I guess from East's perspective, it could still be 6 clubs and maybe a 4-3 fit some of the time. You want to make a cheap game forcing bid, like 3 clubs here. Presumably that's their discussion, that the cheapest new suit over rebidding by opener is just an artificial game force. And then from there, you can then go about showing your hand. So West will probably bid, I mean, I would be tempted to bid 3 diamonds, just like a temporizing bid. Good bid by West here. Kind of the point is when you make these artificial bids, it's the same for like a 2 clubs artificial game force opening. If you're playing 2/1, then you want to make the cheapest bid as possible to let the person who showed this artificial hand start describing their hand. Like West has already showed a lot of their cards by bidding a heart, 2 hearts. If they then take up a full level of bidding to bid 4 clubs here, I mean, they're bypassing 3 no, which could be the right place to play. But they're also putting a lot of pressure on their partner because their partner might have a lot of spades. And then what does their partner do over 4 clubs? They bid 4 spades, and now how do we feel as West? Not great. So let's give partner a little bit of time to sort out what their hand looks like. East does admit to having some heart support. Okay. I mean, on the surface, 6 hearts doesn't seem like a terrible contract because you can pitch 2 diamonds on the ace king of spades. You don't need the diamond ruff, or a diamond finesse, and then all of the clubs are good. But you do rely on the 10 of hearts falling, and with hearts being 4-1, it looks like 6 hearts is pretty likely to go down. So something that I would be a little bit worried about from East's perspective is, because East has no idea what partner's shape looks like other than the 6 hearts, is that Jack Doubleton of hearts, there are a lot of heart holdings where we're pretty nervous, even if hearts happen to be 3-2. Like if partner has ace empty 6th of hearts, or even just ace 10 6th of hearts without the 9, then on a 3-2 heart split, we still have 2 heart losers. Whereas if partner has like queen doubleton of spades or stiff queen of spades, we have no losers in the spade suit. We can just duck a heart, pull trumps, ace of hearts, heart ruff, cross to partner's ace of clubs or something, and then run the heart suit to pitch our jack of diamonds loser later in the play. So I don't have any suggestions for like how East-West should definitely have bid this hand differently, but that would be something that would be a little bit concerning to me, and I think a lot of players on the East seat. In addition, it could just be the case with 20 highs ups at an opening bid and a good 6-card suit of our own that 6 no trump is going to be the contract that we want to play in, especially at this Patton form of scoring where board a match matters a lot. So diamond opening lead, Declare wins the ace, cashes 2 spades, pitching diamonds, and sees the spade queen fall. But with that jack of hearts running into the north hand, well, north still has the 10 of hearts protected. So I think a sensible auction by East-West. They do reach a pretty good slam, and it's a little bit sad for them that this one happens to go down. So we'll see around the room if other pairs end up finding their way to 6 no trump. Even 6 spades happens to make, given that the queen doubleton of spades falls. I mean, it's not a great contract, but it would happen to come home on this board. So we'll take a look at some of the other tables. Let's jump into BridgeChamp A against Ukraine. They're in the middle of bidding this first hand. We'll see where they end up. A heart, a spade, 2 clubs. Is this... I'm taking a look. I know that a lot of European partnerships play this as Gazilli. Sorry, excuse me. The website is not cooperating for just a second. I apologize. But there we go. But it doesn't look like that's what East-West are doing here. So 2 diamonds... Looks like it's probably just an artificial game force, 4th suit. I don't think we have an alert typed in for that bid from East. It does seem like the auction has kind of ground to a halt, and maybe the players are waiting for something. 4 spades from East. Yeah, I have to believe that West is just going to pass this. And I mean, sadly for North-South here, it looks like East-West are going to get a really nice result on this hand because they avoided playing in 6 hearts. So club lead from South makes a lot of sense. I mean, a lot of players might be tempted to lead a heart from the South hand just because they have a singleton and they want to get a ruff. But South kind of understands that, I mean, if East-West don't have 32 highs between them like they do here, then maybe his partner actually has some values. And if he can set up the club suit and force Declare, maybe he'll gain control of trumps. And if we can run Declare out of trumps with South having the master one, South will get more than just a heart ruff by leading a heart at trick 1. So we'll leave them to it. On this deal, it does look like at least 12 tricks are going to be made. Declare has some play for 13th, but we'll let them play that one out because I don't think that's going to be a popular result. Let's take a look at this table coming into the board 5. The auction just concluded. East-West got to 4 spades, or sorry, North-South got to 4 spades on a diamond, a spade, 3 spades by North, 4 spades by South. And what is Declare's plan? I mean, it looks like Declare is going about trying to set up Dummy's diamond suit, which makes a lot of sense. So he ducks a diamond. East, a little bit surprisingly, not wanting to get a diamond ruff. I mean, East could have just let a club back, put their partner in with the club ace, and then gotten a diamond ruff. I mean, East doesn't know that that their partner has the club ace, but I mean, you can see the ace of hearts in dummy, so you know you're not getting a diamond ruff by doing that. Declare ruffs a heart. It does look like the diamond ruff is coming back anyway. Sometimes you can pull off a little bit of what's called a Grosvenor in these positions where because East didn't get the diamond ruff, Declare thinks that it doesn't exist. And so, Yeah, now Declare plays a diamond back to the ace. Probably a little bit upset. I know that South, Pepsi, is fairly emotive at the table. So if I would have really liked to see his webcam reaction for that one. But it looks like he's turned his webcam off. 10 of diamonds comes back. So Declare does need the rest of the tricks from here. Diamond comes back ruffed. I guess at this point we just play a spade to the ace, and when East shows out, we now know we can safely ruff both diamonds in the south hand. Diamond ruff, club ruff, diamond ruff, club ruff, and then dummies high. So 4 spades making 4. It does look like Declare might have had an opportunity if he just pulled trumps, with the trumps splitting 2-2 to make 11 tricks. But I completely understand why South did what they did. It's pretty unlikely that diamonds are 5-1, and unfortunate that East was able to score that ruff. I mean, also unfortunate that spades happened to split 2-2, because otherwise Declare wouldn't have much of a chance to make 11 tricks. But nice result there for North-South, getting to their game and going plus. Not that easy with 15 ups at 6 to find their way into a game. Let's continue jumping around, check out all of the tables. We'll watch, I guess I'll probably tend to avoid the robot matchup if possible. So let's check out Ukraine against BridgeChamp A. I think we'll hop into this room. They're in the midst of board 5. North-South have only landed in 3 spades. There you go. Look at what I said. It's sometimes difficult to find your way into a spade game on these cards. So nice result for getting to making spade game at the other table. The auction went a little bit different over here, but still, I think a big question is just, should South be the one to make the push for game? I mean, North with 15 and a singleton club can't really just bid 4 spades themselves over partner's negative double or partner's 1 spade response to the opening bid. South is the one with a little bit extra, but it's only 6 high card points. That is kind of a minimum in terms of values for responding to the opening bid. Declares cashing the ace of hearts. Now tries the ace of spades. And they do pull a second round of trumps, so the queen of spades is going to cash. And Declare can now ruff a heart back to hand and cash a couple of spades. And they're going to come down to an end position where East potentially could get squeezed. If East had the diamond queen, because East has to retain at least 1 club, East would be forced to come down to a singleton queen of diamonds in this ending. Oh. Wow. Declare just very confident about the location of the diamond honors. I guess I didn't pay all that much attention. Was this marked based on the auction? Not really. No. Yeah, East could have had king, queen, doubleton. East could have had king, queen, third of diamonds over there. I guess Declare just really wanted to take that diamond finesse, felt confident, and ends up scoring the extra over trick, which could be valuable if a lot of tables are missing 4 spades on that one. We'll stick at this table for a second, just to see the final board of the set, and then maybe we'll continue jumping back around to some of the other rooms. East in first seat going to pass, 6 highs. South has an 8 count, will also pass. West in third, unfavorable. I mean, it's 10. Maybe if you were favorable, you would open a diamond in third seat, but West will just pass here. So North gets first crack at it with 16. Strong no trump if that's what they're playing. And I suppose the question is, how ambitious does South want to be opposite a strong no trump? So it looks like North-South are playing a weak no trump, meaning that North opens a diamond and it'll start a diamond to spade, a no trump showing 15 to 17 or whatever their range is here. But yeah, then the real question is, what is South going to do with 8? Because if partner has kind of like the super maximum of the range, 17 over there, you could have a game, right? Or if partner has a nice spade fit, a hand that really fits with your spade suit, you could have a game. The singleton diamond, despite partner's 1 diamond opening bid, partner could have jack fourth of diamonds over there, and all of their other values are in the 3 suits that you need help in. Alternatively, I mean, South could sign off in 2 spades. Or I suppose South could even just pass a no trump. That's an interesting choice. I wonder if that means that they'll frequently be raising on 3-card spade support, or if they have some sort of gadget with the strong no trump to raise with 3-card spade support. I mean, this looks like a pretty strong candidate for doing that with the North cards, ace, king, third of spades, but yeah, it's very surprising to me for South not to look for the spade fit. Club comes through at trick 1, club to the 9 and queen. Declare could have gotten away with playing the 7 of clubs on trick 1 as well. The jack of diamonds comes through and Declare just ducks from king, queen, 5th. I guess maybe Declare's thought process is that, yeah, I mean, if they continue diamonds like this, then you could actually set up the diamond suit, but it looks like Declare is instead going after spades. Entry's a little bit tricky in no trump. I mean, it would be a lot easier in a spade fit or a spade contract. Of course, I mean, I've been saying this a bunch, but that's of course the case. Heart comes through and Declare. Man, you know what's funny? If Declare still had the 9 of clubs, they could make all but the last trick here. They could win the ace of hearts, play a club to the 9, taking a deep finesse, cash the spades, and East would get strip squeezed. So it feels like maybe some different choices could have been made in the play, maybe some different choices could have been made in the bidding, and it seems as if North-South are on their way to a pretty poor result on this one, sadly for them. But we'll leave them here. I mean, 1 no trump is going to make. The question is just going to be how many. And let's check in on one of the other tables. We'll jump into this match. North-South have landed in 4 spades on this hand. Same deal. Pass, 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 and no trump. 2 hearts, 2 spades, and South elected to invite with the 8 count. This was kind of what I was talking about, that South has to make a choice with 8 highs, a couple of jacks. Do you invite? Do you just sign off in 2 spades? South decided to invite, and it looks like it's going to work out okay for Declare here. Not really sure what the holdup is on this trick. I mean, it looks to me like Declare could just win the 8 of spades, cash the ace of clubs, ruff a club, maybe cash the king of diamonds to pitch a club, but ruff a diamond, for example, cash the jack of spades, and as long as diamonds are 4-3, you have the rest of the tricks. This was, I think, a little bit dangerous if the 5 of spades wasn't high, because now if we try to ruff a club, if West happened to have a higher trump, then we would be able to over-ruff, but it looks like that was not the case. I didn't pay close enough attention to what trump spots have been played, so maybe there was a way to do a little bit better on defense, but yeah, Declare is going to be able to rough out the diamond suit, setting up that all-important 7 of diamonds card. Maybe North is a beer drinker, and could cash the 2 spades to pitch hearts before crossing to the ace of hearts. Then the 7 of diamonds would take the last trick. But well judged in the auction. I mean, well done in the play to make 10 tricks in the spade contract. Feels like a pretty good result for North-South here. Or sorry, 11 tricks in the spade contract. Very nicely done. Let's check in on some of the other tables that are still playing here. 4 spades once again in this room. I think this is the other room in that same match that we were just watching. Oh no! The round ends early. The time ran out for the players. Quick peek at the standings before we get into the next set. BridgeChamp A in the lead, Adora in second, Max BridgeChamp in third, and okay, Team Champ Bot. Robots still have not been able to conquer humans in this game. And it looks like today might be another case where humans are victorious. Let's check in on Seligman against Adora. We'll hop into this room. A couple of passes go around to North, who has quite a nice hand, 21 highs. There are definitely players who would upgrade this into like 22 to 24. And open strong 2 clubs if that's in your system. Looks like for them, 2-no trump is 21 to 22 was the alert that we got. So I tend not to like upgrading if you don't have a 5-card suit. It's just a personal preference, but I've talked with a lot of experts about this, and that seems to be a general consensus in style. So despite having a couple of 10s, lots of aces and kings, and pretty good holdings in every suit, I think most players would treat that as 20 to 21 if that was in their range. 3 diamonds transfer to hearts. North accepts. And South will definitely game force ups at the 21 to 22 range. So 4 hearts. Oh, okay. Exciting. So it looks like 3 hearts promised a fit. There was no alert. I do believe this is alertable if it promises a fit. But this is a relatively popular treatment to play among a lot of European players that opposite over the 2-no opener transfers are game forcing. And therefore, you're able to bid 3-no if you don't have a fit in the suit that was transferred to. Trump lead from East makes a lot of sense from the 4 small trumps. You want to prevent any sort of cross ruff or any sort of ruffs in general in North's hand. So, I mean, Club Queen is offside. Whoa. Declare blocks the heart suit. No way. Oh no. Now Declare is in serious danger of going down. Wow. Cashes the ace of hearts. So we'll have to see. I think Declare is going to lead the king of diamonds out of hand, trying to build an entry to that diamond queen. I mean, this is, I think, very unfortunate for a number of reasons for Declare, because now they can't really take a ton of club finesses. But imagine if East had ducked this trick. If East ducked the king of diamonds, what's Declare to do? If they play another diamond, East could then win the ace and continue a third round, forcing dummy, and then after the Queen of Hearts gets cashed, a club gets led. Wow, West throws a club. I didn't even see West threw a club on the hearts. Oh, man. I mean, they had to pitch something, but dishing a club from ace third could be quite costly. Ooh, we will stick here for a second. Wow, Declare just leaves the trump outstanding. West very greedy going up with the club ace. Plays a spade throw. Yeah, this is going to get Declare back on track. I think he's just going to cash the club king. I mean, he's seen West pitch a club. He's seen West go up with the ace of clubs. Cashes the king of spades. Oh, we're getting into dangerous territory here. Roughs a spade. Now he's going to have to pull the last trump, and if Declare takes this club finesse, they're going to lose the rest of the tricks. I have the feeling that West is just going to pitch their last club, though. Okay, Declare didn't pull the last trump, so regardless of anything else that's going on, East is getting at least one more trick. I wonder if Declare just wasn't paying attention to the first trick, or the second trick maybe, or I don't know. This is a baffling line of play to me. East does get to rough in and gets to cash the 8 of diamonds for down 2 in an otherwise completely cold contract. Uh-oh. Yeah, that is... Oh, West has accepted the claim. Okay, hopefully East will realize that they have the rest of the tricks. I mean, we'll leave them to sort that out. Let's hop into Ukraine against Max BridgeChamp over here. Same 4-heart contract. I wonder if we got the same auction. 1 club, 1 diamond, 2 no, so maybe it's a strong club pair. They do get to 4 hearts after a transfer sequence. And I think we got the same opening heart lead, but then Declare did not block the heart suit, ended up winning the 4th round in dummy, pulling all 4 rounds of trumps, took a club finesse, and now Declare is completely safe for their contract, knocking out the ace and queen of clubs. Looks like once again West had pitched a club. This club discard makes me wonder. I guess it feels a little bit natural. But it's got to be so dangerous. I guess it's not if Declare is going to misguess the club suit anyway every time. But on a club discard, do we really think that West is discarding from queen 3rd or queen 4th of clubs in this spot? I don't know. I mean, they do have to discard something, so I get it. But 4 hearts making 4. Let's jump on into a different table and continue around the room. We have BridgeChamp A up against a 1 down, no down. Board 8. Let's pull up the auction. East preempted 2 spades. South overcalled 3 no trump. All pass. And the opening lead is the 4 of spades from West. Well, 2 spades is quite the opening bid from East. I have to say that to start with. So it's not everyone's cup of tea to preempt on a relatively flat hand with just a mediocre 5-card suit. But if it's in your toolbox, I mean, if you're playing like a multi-opening bid so that you have 2 ranges of weak 2, I don't know if East-West are doing that, then it makes a lot more sense. Opening spade lead, East plays the jack at trick 1. Interesting play. It's definitely the case that if West was leading from, say, ace third of spades, then, you know, playing the king and returning the jack doesn't really help your side because the spade suit's blocked. I mean, Declare might misguess, but either way, like, the spade suit would end up being blocked, or maybe Declare just has the queen nine third of spades or something and has no guess. Whoa! Diamond switch. That's surprising. I mean, normally when, like, an unusual card wins the opening lead, you can be pretty happy about the way that things have gone and just continue playing that suit. I know that East doesn't have an entry, so East is, of course, thinking, hey, like, I'm never getting back in again. There's no point in setting up spades, but maybe you can just get one more spade trick in before playing something else. And it could have been the case that a diamond switch really picks off partners holding in the suit of some kind. Like if West happened to have jack fourth of diamonds instead and Declare was ace queen 10-9 fifth, then a diamond switch would have been pretty costly. Well, second round of spade comes. South thinking about how to best handle the rest of the play here. He's concerned that if diamonds are 3-3, he just has the rest of the tricks. And so he could win the ace of spades, unblock the heart ace, cross to the jack of clubs, pitch his other spade loser on the king of hearts, cross back in clubs, and run all of the diamonds. But if diamonds happen to be 4-2, he knows now that spades are 5-3 because West led low high in the suit. But he does elect to win the ace of spades, and it looks like he's playing for the cash out to work. Not really sure what the pause is here. I mean, does cash the club king. But yeah, eventually he's just going to need to fall back on the diamonds coming home, and they won't. So queen of clubs cashes. He can take the ace of hearts, which he'll need to do to unblock the suit. But then he's going to be forced to try this jack of diamonds and hope that they split. So ultimately he's going to lose 2 more tricks at the end. Same 2 tricks that he would have lost if he had ducked the spade anyway. There wasn't really a squeeze that was going to be operating on East-West, so 3 no trump making 3. Still feels like a decent result for North-South. I mean, the fact that East-West were able to get their spade bid in and the spade lead was helpful to them on defense, but I kind of expect that Declare is only going to score 9 tricks at most tables. Let's check back in on Seligman against Adora over here. Last board of this round, round 3, 2 passes. South opens 3 spades in third seat. Oh, there's Pepsi. Now we can see him. He's got his camera on. 3 spades, favorable, putting a lot of pressure on West, and I'm pretty sure that West can do no better than to just bid 3 no trump. Spade stopper. Oh, West doubles. Double makes East's life pretty difficult some of the time, but in this case, it looks like they're just going to end up in 4 hearts. I do like the 3 spade opener a lot. 6-5, favorable. Wow, North bids 4 spades. Okay. So East will definitely double this. And then I suppose the question is, how many tricks can the defense take? They'll get a diamond, a heart, 2 clubs, and 2 spades at least, which is going to be 6 tricks and 3 down. If East manages to give partner a club ruff, that's going to be 4 down. And I think it's going to be hard for the defense to do the wrong thing here, because West will lead a high diamond. I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of the 4 spade bid, but I understand why North did it. It's just the vulnerability. Figuring that their side has 10 trumps most of the time because South opened 3 spades, usually promising a 7-card suit, and being favorable, maybe it's a good sacrifice. But the thing is, North has some defense. I mean, in this case, the opponents were actually making 4 hearts, or even making 5 hearts, or 3 no trump wherever they landed. But some of the time, that Queen Jack 10 of clubs, Queen 10 4th of diamonds, King 10 3rd of hearts might be enough to set their game. It does seem like the defense is going to get all of their tricks, huh? Ace of diamonds lead and immediately finds a switch to ace and a club to get the club ruff. No messing around there. So 5 tricks in already, 2 more natural trump tricks coming. That's going to be the end of it. There's no further ruff coming for East-West. But this will be 800, so not a huge loss from an imp perspective. 650 or whatever it was East-West were going to score versus 800, only 4 imps, so not a huge victory. But the big deal is that 800 versus 650 is a big swing in the border match form of scoring. Like 500, 650, 800, this was a full board swing, depending on whether or not East-West found that club ruff, and they did. So very well done for them. Maybe North will realize that they've been a bit overzealous with their decision in the auction to bid 4 spades, even at these colors, but an understandable bid nonetheless. So we'll leave them there. Let's head over to another one of our matchups that is still underway. We'll take a look at 1 down, no down versus BridgeChamp. Let's see this auction. Pass, 3 spades, same start. West does overcall 3 no trump. I think that is that's probably the right action on the West cards. You know, double can work if your partner has hearts, but there's no guarantee they do. And you often just bypass your side's most likely making game in 3 no trump if you start with double. I mean, you can always double and then pull 4 of a minor to 4 hearts later, but partner's going to think you have a very different hand than what you actually hold. Ace empty 5th of hearts is not really the suit that you want to be bidding solo at the 4 level in this spot. And the 10 of spades could easily represent a second stopper, or here partner just has a second spade stopper in the king. Looks like some discussions being had at the table. Spade opening lead, and South elected to duck, which makes a lot of sense. Queen of hearts run around to North's king. Another spade comes through, picking off that ace. And Declare can do no better at this point than to just cash out. They have 4 more hearts, 2 clubs, and 2 diamonds, which looks like 10 tricks in total, losing the last 2. If Declare were to try and set up a diamond, then North will get in and play spades through. So I think the proper thing to do at this point is to cash 2 more hearts, pitching a diamond from the East hand. and see what North does, because North actually does get squeezed on this trick a little bit. And so I think it's pretty likely that North is going to pitch a spade. Oh, North throws a diamond. Whoa. That is quite a big gamble by North, and this is not going to pay off. Now Declare is going to take all the rest of the tricks. I mean, I guess North was hoping that their partner had the Diamond King. But yeah, this is just over now. 3-0 making 12 tricks. Huge result for East-West. I mean, it's not going to be as strong as plus 800 that we've seen, but plus 690, probably going to win the border match against just about anyone in the field. We'll have to see what happens in some of the other rooms. Couple tables still in play. We'll tune back into this table over here, where we also see a 3 spades and a double. This time North did not bid 4 spades. I really like that decision. Can't emphasize enough. East bid 4 hearts, and once again, North didn't save in 4 spades over 4 hearts. I think great judgment by North to avoid a potential disaster, and there's not really much to the play in this heart contract. Looks like we're most of the way through. Declare's pulled trumps already, but Declare now just has safety in cashing the king of diamonds and leading a diamond up towards the jack eventually. May as well strip out the hand for proper technique, rough the club. Spade to the king. Lead a diamond. But North is going to get one more trick. So 11 tricks for Declare here in the heart contract, 650, which could be a win if the other table gets to 3-0 and only makes 10 tricks, of course. But let's jump back. There's just one table left playing, 50 seconds still on the round clock. Pass by South in 3rd seat. We've seen a lot of 3 spade openers, and this time South says, no, I'm not interested in preempting in 3rd. I think it's definitely the wrong choice given the vulnerability and how much shape you have, but it could work out. And so given the way the auction's gone, West was able to open a strong club. Polish club, but this time they have a strong hand. East bid a heart. And South then comes in with 2 spades, but the damage has kind of been done already. East-West have been able to find their way into the heart contract. So 3-0 by East, admitting to the spade stopper. 4 clubs, Q-bid by West. Probably setting hearts as trump. 4 spades looks like key card. West has 4 of them. Key card feels like an awful lot. Whoa! Okay. That's a lot of bidding. I don't know who said what on this hand. I mean, 4 spades was not alerted. Man. Singleton diamond lead. I mean, Declare is not going to be thrilled about that. Now they need to pick off the heart suit for no losers. All right, well, next round has been called, so they don't get to finish play, but hopefully they get adjusted to 6 hearts down 1 on that board, because that's how it was going to end up. Let's check in on our standings. BridgeChamp A still in the lead, Seligman in 2nd, Georgia in 3rd. I think that's the country Georgia. I recognized a couple of their players, and so on down the scoreboard. We'll hop into BridgeChamp A against Adora. to start off the round. Board 10. 19 count from south. East is going to open in front of them. So a diamond. One no from south, maybe. This isn't really the type of hand where we want to start by doubling and then rebid 2 no trump if it comes to that. But it looks like south does decide to double. Pass by west. North is going to bid a heart. Oh, one spade, apparently. I guess North has better spades. Queen 9-8 instead of Queen 7-5 are the spots in the spade suit. So this is somewhat comfortable for South. South can now rebid a no trump, of course, to show his like 19 to 21 in terms of high card values. Maybe a little bit nervous that he has no source of tricks. North now bids 2 hearts, completing their kind of description of their hand. So North has 4-4 in the majors, or maybe 5-4 in the majors is possible. South can bid 2 spades, preference to spades. And this might pass out. I don't see any reason why North would want to investigate game opposite South's range, and South has already showed their hand, so 2 spades all pass. Well judged to not get overboard after South already showed a pretty big hand. Ace of diamonds opening lead. So East could switch to the jack of clubs. Oh, king of diamonds. I guess West encouraged at trick 1. Seems like an unusual play. Now a heart switch, but Declare can just duck this. I mean, maybe they won't. Maybe Declare will actually go up with the ace or put in the jack to try and unblock the heart suit a little bit. Okay, West wins the king. West could have ducked, because now all of the ace, queen, and jack of hearts are set up. Yeah, finally West finds the shift that was needed, a club, to set up a club trick eventually, but I think it's going to be a bit too late. Spades do happen to split, so Declare has all but one more trick from here. Spade to the queen. Trumps are pulled. Unblock the hearts. I mean, even possibly try a roughing finesse in diamonds if you think that there's some merit to that, pitching the club loser. But this is going to be 140 for North-South. Feels like a pretty good result. But I could imagine that players in no trump will end up scoring the same number of tricks, 9 tricks as well. Declare tries for a squeeze, but West still has this all-important 10 of clubs over here. Okay, let's check in on another table. Well judged both in the auction and in the play from Declare. Check in on Georgia against Ukraine. Heading into board 10. This is still the first board of the round. Looks like we've had a bit of a slow auction. Everyone is having the same start to the auction. A club double, followed by a spade from North, and then a no trump from South. East leading the diamond queen. Interesting opening lead. The difference here is that South decided to bid 3 spades, and I think this is a pretty big error. Like, your hand is either minimum or sub-minimum for your action already. You know, I had kind of talked about how some players might be tempted to overcall a no trump despite the 19 highs just because the hand's so flat and your diamond stopper's pretty weak, and you have no suits that you can set up, all of your honors are kind of broken, like ace jack third of hearts, ace queen third of clubs. You need a lot of help and a lot of entries from partner before your hand pulls its full weight. You don't need to do more than just correct 2 hearts to 2 spades. I mean, you've already denied a spade fit because you haven't raised 1 spade to 3 or 2 or something earlier, showing 4 pieces. You're just making a preference, but you've already showed your 19 to 21. You rebid a no trump. So your hand is absolute minimum. There's no reason for South to suggest that their hand has extra values or is good in support of spades in any way. Fortunately for them, North ended up passing anyway with just 2 queens and 4-4-3-2 shape. So because the spades happened to split, Declare should still be in okay shape. But they're going to need to manage the play pretty well now. That 9 of hearts, I mean, same defense actually. Cashes 2 diamonds from east and then shifts to the 9 of hearts. Is it really so obvious to not switch to the jack of clubs? I'm not sure. I mean, it could be a bit of a disaster if Declare had 10-9 third in the club suit, I suppose, or 10-9 fourth. Anyway, how's Declare going to handle the play from here? Take a club finesse immediately. Okay. West did duck the king of hearts in tempo. So I think there's some chance Declare tries a heart finesse later in the play, but we'll have to see how the hand plays out. I think Declare was just making a bit of a discovery play by playing a club to the queen. They expect the king of clubs to be on side, but maybe they were looking for a count signal from West. Just in the hopes of maybe being able to guess the spade suit later. If he's turned up with 10 doubleton, for example, they could then play a spade to the 9 here, picking up the suit. But 3 rounds of trumps have been pulled, which is good news for Declare. Declare can use that jack 10 of diamonds in the dummy to effectively trade the ace of diamonds loser for a loser in both clubs and hearts. But he still needs to kind of work out what's going on. I mean, yeah, a heart to the jack I don't think is the play. And this is still okay. I take it all back. No matter which suit West leads now, whether it's hearts or clubs, Declare can win the ace, pitch the corresponding loser from their hand on the jack of diamonds, and then use the ace of clubs or ace of hearts to pitch the other corresponding loser on the 10 of diamonds later. But I was going to point out that if we've been counting out East high cards, they've turned up with ace, king, queen of diamonds, king of clubs already. They can't really have the king of hearts. They would have opened a strong no trump. That would be 15 highs. So there is no chance that the king of hearts is on side unless East missorted their hand. I don't know. Maybe North has a read on them. I mean, we should probably just be seeing a claim right now. I don't know what West is really thinking about. Plays back a club. Could have been a bit risky. But club to the ace, we'll just stick around, make sure Declare plays the loser on loser, jack of diamonds pitching a club. East wins. East can try and cash a club, but dummy is high. So the claim will come through in just a second. We'll head back to our little tournament hub and check in on some of the other matchups that we have going on. Maybe Max BridgeChamp against one down, no down. Tune into board 11 just finished, so it looks like we're about to get started with board 12. Hopefully at some point we'll actually get to see that board 11 because that looked like an exciting one. This also looks like a fun hand though. West opening 3 diamonds. I think most players' preference would be to open 2 diamonds if possible, but a lot of these pairs will be playing a multi 2 diamonds, so that bid's unavailable to them. East has a problem. 16 count, but diamond void and partners favorable. I mean, there's a couple of big issues here. If your partner tends to be bidding 3 diamonds on 6, maybe it's right to just bid 3 hearts anyway and try and salvage a better part score, or not even better part score, but like a better result, right? Like if 3 diamonds is going down 2 for whatever reason, because your partner's missing all the high trumps like they are here, I don't know. I mean, it looks like 3 diamonds is going to play fine, but 4 hearts might just be down 1, or maybe on a good day 4 hearts makes, like in this example. So sometimes it can be the case that if your partner's known to make kind of wild and wacky preempts, I mean, one way to avoid this problem is to play non-forcing new suits. I don't think that anyone does it at the 3 level, but at the 2 level you could do that. Like if West opens 2 diamonds, East could bid 2 hearts non-forcing, which would be kind of nice. But yeah, I totally understand passing 3 diamonds with East hand if West has a more traditional 3 diamond opener, like King, Queen, 10, 7th of diamonds and out with a singleton heart, then you have 4 quick tricks. You have the Ace of Hearts, Ace King of Clubs, Ace of Spades, and hopefully partner can take 5 diamond tricks over there. So we'll see how 3 diamonds does. Opening club lead went around to Declare's queen, and Declare is going about trying to score some roughs with their small trumps. Spade over, spade ruff, club to the ace, another spade ruff. Leads another club. North does get to ruff in, but that's to effectively no detriment. Now the 7 of hearts comes. Declare actually sticking in the jack. Leads another spade, hoping to get a ruff. This is kind of going to work out because it forces North's king of diamonds. But now the cross-ruffing begins. Heart ruff, club ruff, heart ruff. But I think that's going to be about it. So North overruffs this, gives partner another heart ruff. Probably with the jack of diamonds. Good play from South. 9 of spades comes through, but Declare's hand is high. So 3 diamonds down 1. I mean, ultimately not the worst that could have happened in this contract, but of course East-West have missed their heart game. So let's tune in to actually the companion in this match, which is over here, and see if they're in the midst of playing this contract. Oh, they do get to 4 hearts, but look at this. Here's the big difference. West opened 2 diamonds, a weak 2 in diamonds, and so East was able to bid at the 2 level. And then West with a singleton spade and 3 hearts to the king, happy to support partner's hearts, 3 hearts. East had a very nice hand once they found a heart fit, 4 hearts, and 4 hearts comes rolling home. So one of the downsides of multi, but I mean, there aren't many. That's kind of the big one though, is that you miss out on a weak 2 diamonds, and sometimes things like this happen. Let's check in on some of the tables that are still in play. Maybe we'll head back to Ukraine against Georgia. Oh my. 4 spades doubled down 3. Hold on. I really want to see that board. Is this table? This table's in play, but they're not in 4 spades doubled down 3. They're in no trump doubled in the north. East opens a club, 1 spade overcall, a no trump by North, and East comes back in with double. Opposite a partner who could not act. I would like to take a look at this hand once again, once it's over. I don't want to dwell too much on the board. There's a lot of bridge to watch, but let's just see how one no trump doubled is doing. It looks like the diamonds are stranded in the west hand, and it's not like Declare's diamond stopper has been knocked out anyway. So Declare should be able to comfortably make, what, 8 tricks from here, so score an over trick and one no doubled. I mean, it's no plus 500 north-south, but 280, nothing to sneeze at. 5 of hearts cashes, but Declare can pitch a diamond from both hands. East might have some sort of fantasy belief that their singleton king of diamonds will score. No, they do finally switch to the diamond king, so this will make Declare's life a little bit more frightening, but I think Declare is going to work out to take the spade finesse. So ace of diamonds, spade to the queen, club to the ace queen, spade to the jack. All the rest of the tricks, yeah, especially when West dumps the queen of diamonds on this trick. Now, it really sounds as if East has the king of spades based on the auction. Yep, spade to the jack. Okay. One no doubled, making 2. Well done. Looks like this table still has one board left to play. And I don't know if they're going to get all the way through it. Some of these matchups have been, some of these matchups have been running up against the time. Let's try and jump into the final board here. Just see the last couple of tricks played out in 4 hearts in the East. Does seem as if Declare is going to get their last 2 trumps, but that's about it. So 4 hearts does end up making 10 tricks. Well done. To get there, I guess we can take a look. West ended up passing in first seat at this table. I wonder if that's because they are playing a multi-2 diamonds and West just decided they didn't like opening 3 diamonds with a 3-card major, especially a good 3-card major. Well, they were right. This time, East has a 1 heart opener, and West was able to support hearts. So good result there. I guess we'll head back into this room, see them play out this final board. Also West passing in first seed. I do think this is because a lot of these pairs are playing 2 diamonds multi, and we saw the one table, the 3 diamond opening worked out horribly for them, but I'm not sure that has anything more to do than just system preference. Like 3 diamonds does feel like you have a diamond preempt on the West cards, so it's a little bit unfortunate the partner has a spade or a diamond void and a 16 count with a 5-card heart suit in support of your king third. They could just as easily have had 4 hearts to the ace and the ace jack 10 5th of spades over the, well, I guess not the 10 of spades. You hold that card. Or East could have 4-card diamond support and that's the opponent's hand for a spade game. And now how do you feel? You pass, North opens a spade, partner passes, then it goes 2 no trump limit raise on your right. Well, you can come in 3 diamonds now, but the opponents have found their spade fit. So lots of tables getting to 4 hearts on this board, and now we'll take a look at how East handles the play. So spade opening lead goes to the ace. I mean, it does look pretty natural to just try and cross-ruff as many tricks as we can before doing anything else. And I think that basically means that we want to try and cash out all of our clubs first. So the big question is going to be, how many clubs do we think we can afford to cash? I would definitely start with a spade ruff, a club to the ace, a spade ruff, and a club to the king. And then we probably need to think. Because at that point, if, I mean, maybe it's better to go spade ruff, diamond ruff, spade ruff, diamond ruff, spade ruff. But we don't want anyone to be pitching clubs on spades. So this is why I'd be a little bit nervous about trying to ruff the fourth round of spades before doing anything else. Oh, play is finished. It does look like Declare was starting a cross ruff, but we don't get to see how it ended up. Check in on our scores. BridgeChamp A still in the lead. Max BridgeChamp in second now. There's a bit of a gap to third. Georgia and Seligman down there. Adora chasing. Team Champ Bot still sitting in seventh. Let's take a look at... Yeah, our two leaders are playing. Here we go. All right. Let's jump into this table between the two BridgeChamp squads. No surprise that they have quite a few good players on their team. Many of these players, probably all of them, I have to imagine, are going to be playing in the NABC coming up next week. So East opens a diamond with 13, a spade overcall from South, and West elects to make a two-spade cubid, limit raise or better. East, nothing extra, just a weak no trump, no spade stopper, bids 3 diamonds, and West now settles for 3 now. I like this auction from West. 2 spades shows the diamond fit. So if East has a sufficiently unusual hand, like maybe East has 6 diamonds or East has a club void or something, then your side could land in 5 diamonds or even 6 diamonds, which might be a vastly superior contract to 3 no trump in those cases. But West does ultimately admit to having a spade stopper, and of course with 5-3-3-2 shape, East is content to settle in to 3 now. So this is going to be an interesting problem at trick 2 for Declare. You can pick off 4-0 diamonds in either direction, and Declare does very well to start with the king of diamonds here. And the reason you want to start with the king is because South, the one who has overcalled a spade, has more spades and therefore is more likely to be short in diamonds than North. So, well guessed. I mean, I think a lot of players in this situation would just kind of instinctively cash the ace or queen of diamonds because West has the king and 10 and they're familiar with picking up the 4-0 split that way. But very nicely done by East to guess the diamonds correctly in a situation where it mattered. It's only going to matter about 5% of the time, but every extra little bit helps. So Declare running all of his tricks, and there is no squeeze. I mean, I guess if South had the queen jack of clubs to go with everything else, then they would be getting squeezed on these 2 hearts because they would be forced to come down to either the singleton ace of spades or give up their queen jack of clubs stopper. But because North has the jack of clubs, kind of amusingly, South pitches all of his clubs, and Declare could have taken a practice finesse against North's jack of clubs, but there were no entries anymore. So 3-0, making 11 tricks. Well played, well bid. Although it does seem like technically 6 diamonds is a making contract on the East-West cards, once again, if Declare picks off the diamond suit. Let's jump into a different table. I think we'll stick with the same match, but we'll just head to the other room and take a look. Oh, they're just getting started with the play of this board. So let's actually watch them play through. I expect the same 3 no trump contract. Is Declare also going to pick off the diamond suit, or is Declare going to misguess in diamonds? When diamond, 1 spade, 3 no from West, I mean, a sensible bid. You're probably going to end up there anyway. I do like the limit raise choice or 2 spade choice, the Q bid in the other room, for all the reasons I've already said. So, spade opening lead. Yeah, that's kind of the look on my face as South. Well, sounds as if Declare has the king of spades. I mean, quite frequently, this 3 no trump bid is going to be based on multiple spade stoppers. So I think South was probably a little bit worried before that 10 of spades showed up that West might have started with king 10 fourth. And then he's like, well, not a great situation to have ended up in. But here, content to go ace of spades and a spade. So will Declare cash the king of diamonds? Or will Declare play a diamond to the queen? Okay, diamond to the queen. So this is going to result in 2 fewer tricks than at the other table. Because Declare in the other room ended up taking 5 diamonds, 3 hearts, a spade, and 2 clubs for 11 tricks. But now, because the diamonds don't come home, and North happens to have a diamond stopper, Declare loses 2 of those diamond tricks. He can't afford, or they can't afford to knock out the jack of diamonds, because otherwise North will get in and play a spade to partner's hand. So the best that Declare can do from here is to just cash out. 9 tricks the game makes, but it's still going to be a loss in the board match scoring. Let's head to a different table. We'll check in on one down, no down versus Georgia. Head over into this match. We're just getting started with the auction on board 14. South opens a club, 18 count. A club, a heart, 2 diamonds is an interesting treatment. I wonder what this is. They say some sort of multi-reverse. So 2 spades gets alerted as a game force without 5 hearts. Just artificial. And South doesn't have a spade stopper, but maybe it's still best to just bid 2 no here. That'll get us back to where the field has kind of ended up, because the field's auction would start a diamond, a heart, 2 no, or a club, a heart, 2 no, depending on your opening bid agreements. And it feels like they have some sort of more sophisticated system, which is nice. That'll help them going forward. But you probably still do want to right side the no trump if it's important to do so. Like, just because you have Jack Doubleton of spades doesn't mean partner can't have, for example, this spade holding, and then we absolutely want West to lead a spade away from the king. It also keeps the auction a little bit lower, and stepping back to that concept that we talked about earlier, when someone makes kind of an artificial forcing bid, you often want to keep the auction low. So it's not like 2 no trump is always some sort of like relay to let North describe their hand in this situation, but I think most experts kind of understand that 2 no trump is basically just a relay here to let North continue describing their hand. And here it looks quite nice. I mean, North can shape out with 3 clubs to show club fit. I don't know the details about South's 2 diamond bid. I mean, If it looks more like a normal reverse sometimes, but every once in a while South has a more balanced hand like this, then maybe it would be prudent to try and find a possible club contract looking at the North cards. But here, North happy with ace, queen, third of spades in the unbid suit to just bid 3 no. Spade opening lead. I mean, in this case, East has the spade king, so we would have preferred to side the no trump from the other direction. Understandably. Spade to the 9, 10, and jack. I guess East was still convinced that partner could have started with jack, third of spades, which I think is reasonable. Declare leads a diamond to the queen, and now that they're over there, it probably makes sense to play on clubs. I guess not. Declare has decided to forego playing on clubs to just knock out the ace of diamonds. It's an interesting choice. I mean, playing on diamonds ensures that you set up at least 2 more tricks, whereas playing on clubs, there's some potential that clubs are 4-1, and if you misguess very badly, you'll end up only setting up 1 extra club trick by leading a club to the queen after that diamond queen holds. I mean, I suppose Declare could have been planned. Wow, the ace of spades. Ace of spades is a pretty unusual play. I mean, it does certainly look as if West has led high-low in the spade suit. But really, what was the danger of taking a spade finesse? I mean, you're going to have to lose. I guess maybe Declare is really hoping that the clubs just come home for a bunch of tricks. But in that case, I mean, we probably should have worked on clubs earlier to find out if that was true. Yeah, East pitching all of their clubs. I mean, pretty clear what's going on from Declare's perspective here, so I think we just play a club to the ace. Yeah, good play. Club to the ace, handling the end position. And 3 no trump ends up making 10 tricks. Let's jump back out, check in on some of our other matches going down. Ukraine against Seligman. We'll take a look at what's happening in this room, board 14. So this is the board we just watched. It does seem like an opening spade lead must have gone to the king, but then East didn't return a spade. Oh, 10 tricks, huh? Fast claim. It looks like Declare lost a spade, a club, and a diamond. Okay. Fair enough. We'll stick at this table for the final board of the set. Board 15. We're 5 rounds out of 7 in. Ooh, okay. 2 6-5s. South gets stacked first, and South has a good enough hand to open at the 1 level. So I think North-South might end up taking the auction away a little bit, but East is going to have something to say when it's their turn. So how do we think the auction's going to start? A spade pass 2 clubs or 2 diamonds by North, some sort of game force with the 14 count? And then how does East feel? I mean, East can bid 2 spades, Michaels, showing hearts and a minor. East could bid 4 hearts, just figuring that their hearts are longer. And at this vulnerability, we may as well jam the auction as much as possible immediately, not let the opponents communicate. I mean, East could just bid 2 hearts. Wow, okay. 2 hearts is alerted as constructive or better with 3 spades. Wow. That is a fascinating system. East bids 3 hearts. I mean, I guess I'm not all that familiar with North-South's conventions, but if I knew as East that this bid existed and it could be up to a game-forcing hand, I would want to take up as much space as possible, because that's the way that you defeat wide-ranging conventions that are effectively artificial. I mean, North has showed a spade fit, but like, you have no idea what the rest of North's hand looks like, right? So North-South are going to have a very hard time over a 4-heart bid diagnosing what's going on. Like if North could have an 8 count, South might not bid again with 14. But similarly, if North has 10 or 11 over there with 3-card spade support and it goes 4 hearts, pass back to them, what are they supposed to do? Are they bidding 4 spades? I don't know. 4 diamonds by South. In this case, South was, I suppose, comfortable just bidding game opposite the constructive raise, given their 6-5. And may as well show their diamond fit on the way. So 4 hearts, 4 spades from North, definitely. With the diamond fit. I mean, maybe North is going to get more ambitious. Like, South is bidding on their shape a little bit here. And I think North should probably take that into account a little bit, that sure, a partner might have a heart void, but they could easily have a small doubleton club over there. Or even 3 small clubs over there. Wow. Okay. 5 clubs. Cubid. I briefly saw the explanation. So apparently this also shows an odd number of key cards. That's fascinating. I mean, that is a very helpful agreement to have, right? Because now South, in theory, should know what to do at the 5 level. I mean, you know, this 5-heart bid is aiming for actually quite a narrow target on the East-West hands, because North's 5-club bid forced their side to 5 spades, right? So 5 hearts doesn't prevent North-South from getting to 5 spades. All it does is it's preventing South from Q-bidding 5 hearts themselves on their way to a possible slam. I wouldn't even necessarily be convinced that we're upset with the opponents playing in 6 spades as East, because, I mean, our singleton diamond doesn't look terrible. If North doesn't have a diamond fit, then diamonds are splitting badly for the opponents. A big thing is that we have only 6 hearts. We don't have a 7th heart. Wow, and South bid 6 spades? Okay, someone has done the wrong thing in this auction, but I don't know who. I mean, maybe South thought that North's 5 clubs showed 3 key cards because South only had 2. That would make sense, right? Okay, so maybe this 5-club convention showing an odd number of key cards backfired. Whoopsies. I thought it was a clever idea at the time, but yeah, I mean, you know, I'm looking at the North hand, and King, Jack, fourth of diamonds is nice. I mean, the Jack of diamonds is probably useless. Ace, queen, third of spades is great, but I mean, we've already promised 3 trumps. The King, Jack of clubs is not going to be that helpful. I mean, it could be. Like, sometimes partner has queen doubleton or queen third or even ace third, but partners showed spades and diamonds. I mean, we have no guarantee that the King of clubs is going to be a useful card. Similarly, the Jack of hearts is, of course, worthless. So I wonder if a lot of this comes back to this whole 2-heart bit, that it's just such a wide range that North had trouble slowing down. And then their method for exploring was to bid 5 clubs. 6 spades from South. So East is thinking, maybe wondering if they should find a save against 6 spades. I can understand the thinking, but one thing you gotta like be aware of, your opponents had a bunch of room to explore for a grand slam, so 6 spades was just a gamble, and the length of time that South took to bid 6 spades makes me believe as East that we have a good chance of beating this contract. Like, I mean, how bad is 7 hearts? Let's just take a look on this actual hand. You'll lose a spade, a diamond, and a club. So I guess you get out for 500, which is not bad, right? Like that's a pretty good result on the East-West cards, minus 500, given that the opponents are making 650 if they bid on to 5 spades. But you could just as easily go plus 100 if you pass out 6 spades here. So if South had bid a confident 6 spades, then I think 7 hearts or even 7 clubs as East has a lot more going for it. But for one thing, East has no idea that their partner has a club fed. I mean, once again, North has not promised diamonds. All North has done is Q-bid clubs, which doesn't look good from East perspective. That kind of feels pretty bad. But it does look like East has no wrong choice at this point. Minus 500 would be a decent result for East-West, because I do think there's going to be a lot of 650s on the North-South cards. And if East passes, then East-West just get to cash 2 aces pretty quickly. We are, I guess the director has been called because East has been slow. I mean, this is supposed to be a relatively quick tournament, so I'm going to jump out. We'll let them make their decision, and we'll head into another room. Let's check out Georgia versus 1 down, no down. 6 hearts doubled, par on the hand for East-West. Oh, but it goes down 3. Did I miss something? I did not, but I guess Declare suffered a club rough. Well, the round has been called. We're moving into round 6. Taking a look at our scoreboard, BridgeChamp A now off to a big lead, 5 points over Max BridgeChamp. Georgia's pulled up into 3rd, Seligman and Team ChampBot actually right behind them, with some of the other teams settling towards the bottom of the standings. Let's check in on Adora against Max BridgeChamp. I don't think we watched these teams too much lately. 2 passes go around to East, who has a really gross 10 count. I suppose the question is, do you want to open 1 heart or 2 hearts in 3rd seat? And I think most players would be drawn to the heart preempt. But it's a bit disgusting. So there's the 2 heart preempt. This time South has an easy takeout double, 4x1 with the singleton heart. 17 count. I think at any other vulnerability, I'd be very tempted to raise with West. Ace doubleton. mostly just to direct the opening lead and preempt the auction a little bit. But it's definitely scary, vulnerable doing so. I mean, maybe just non-vulnerable. That would be a sensible try. North bidding 2 spades on Jack third. I wonder if they're going to regret that. Because North had the option to say Liebensaal into 3 clubs, which I think would be a lot of players' choice. 2 spades, 3 spades. Is North going to bid 3-no now? Or is North just going to pass? North just passes. They've landed in the 4-3 spade fit. Queen of clubs opening lead. I mean, Declare probably expects that to be from singleton queen most of the time. Gonna get a pleasant surprise when it turns out it's Queen Jack doubleton. So diamond to the ace, diamond to the king, diamond ruff. Then what? Spade to the ace, diamond ruff, or do we try and lead a club up to the king? Tricky hand to play, for sure. And especially given the time constraints, I mean, I think this is not the first time I've been bringing that up during these events, but you get 7 minutes aboard, maybe it looks like, based on the clock time, maybe a little bit less. Yeah, so Declare does lead a club up. 10 of clubs to the jack and king. Yeah, roughing this 4th round of diamonds is very tempting with the jack of spades. We would be thrilled if East was not able to overruff. But East can overruff. And then East can cross to partner's heart ace to get a club ruff. Oh. Okay. Or East doesn't want a club ruff. So spade goes to the ace, king of spades, and Declare is going to see, I mean, the bad news, basically, that spades don't split, then can turn their attention to just playing on clubs. West will eventually get 2 spades and a heart from here, so 3 spades making 3 is going to be a nice result for North-South, I think. It doesn't look like 3-no trump was going to make. Declare just has 4 clubs, 3 spades, and 2 diamonds. Oh, no, I guess there are 9 tricks, right? The queen doubleton of spades falling is just enough. And the queen 4th of hearts is a stopper. So we could definitely see some sort of Liebensaal action and South overruling to try 3-no at some point. Let's head out, check in on another one of the matchups. We'll check in on Georgia against BridgeChamp A. Same auction, 2 hearts double pass, and North bid the 3-card spade suit as well at this table. Fascinating. East could have let their partner win the ace of hearts to get into club ruff again. I don't know why everyone is so afraid of getting a club ruff with the East hand. I mean, didn't East lead the queen of clubs at trick 1? No. They led the jack of diamonds. Okay, so at this table, East was not looking for a club ruff. So it wasn't on their mind, I suppose, when Declare led a heart. But yeah, a little bit surprising that no one's getting this club ruff with the East hand, especially after Declare has kind of set it up for them by cashing a number of clubs. Three spades making 4. Sorry for dwelling, just reminiscing about that board. Let's check in on this table. We're in the midst of the same hand, but this time North-South have landed in 3 clubs. So a better trump suit for sure. Which means Declare actually, I mean, basically guarantees that they make their contract. And this sort of position, Declare can just win the ace of diamonds and pull the last trump. They make 3 clubs, but we've seen a bunch of pairs and 3 spades making 9 tricks, 10 tricks now. So looks like North-South did a little bit better in the auction, getting to their 4-4 club fit here. I think I do like North's choice of Lebensal rather than just bidding 2 spades on the 3-card suit. But it doesn't work out as well. At least not the way the defense had gone in most of the other rooms. North opens 2 spades. Nice hand. 6-4 in the black suits, a couple of queens, a couple of 10s. So passed by East, nowhere near enough to make a call over a 2-spade preempt. And then South at... Sorry, okay, you know, I take it back. East has plenty of cards to walk right into a chainsaw. And there it is. 3 heart overcall, and South had no trouble whatsoever finding the penalty double of that contract. So North, looks like North was away from their computer. He's just sitting back down. He's going to pass, of course. Happy to hear his partner's penalty double. He doesn't look happy, but I can tell you he is. Oh boy. Jack of Hearts lead. I mean, Ace of Spades, sure. Makes a lot of sense. How bad is this massacre going to be? So Declare is going to score 3 heart tricks. They will get the King of Spades, because if they don't, South is roughing with a natural, and then East will just get an extra heart. And is that it? I mean, Ace of Clubs, huh? Encouraging. I mean, at some point, South is going to need to lead a low heart, knocking this Queen of Hearts off the dummy. Whether he does it now or he does it in a trick or 2, it's going to have to happen. There's the heart switch. I think this is very prudent. I mean, it's possible that North could have been encouraging with a Doubleton club and South would need to give them a rough, but if that's the case, he's also just kind of helping to set up Declare's long clubs. Diamond, Declare uses their only entry to lead diamonds up. Ducked around to the Jack. Yeah, so at this point, South can continue King of Clubs in a club, or South could just play back the Jack of Hearts immediately. I like this play. South is going to be thrilled to see partner follow with another heart. Yeah, and now Declare is just in a lot of trouble. Gotta exit a diamond. Hope that the diamonds split and hope that something good happens from here. So spade lead gets pushed through. South roughs with their natural. continues the 10 of hearts. And South is just going to be able to pull trumps, basically. We'll get in with the Queen of Diamonds, or the Ace of Diamonds here. King of Clubs club, get in with the other diamond, pull Declare's last trump, and then be able to cash the last club. So quick pause for South to count out the shape. But yeah, now the 9 of hearts cashes. North pitching all of his spades, retaining those clubs over there. And South now has a full count on the hand. Declare started with 2 spades, 5 hearts, 4 diamonds. He saw his partner show out. King of clubs, 100% guarantee. No matter where the missing club spots were. And another club. Declare scoops up their last trick for down 5. Yeah, just, you don't want to be overcalling without either a very, very good suit or a very good hand. And East had neither of those things, got rightfully punished for it. I love seeing players get punished for bad overcalls. We might see some more bad overcalls on this board, but I'm going to leave them to it. We'll jump back around, see some of the other tables that are in play. Let's head into this table. They're getting started on this board 17. North-South ended up getting to 4 spades. North preempted at the 3 level. A little bit aggressive, but I think we've seen that is a systemic choice from these guys quite often. Yeah, tough problem from East at trick 1. They let a high heart and partner's stiff queen crashed, and then they decided not to continue the suit. But so this has given Declare the opportunity. I mean, if they had taken a diamond finesse, they could have just pitched a heart loser. But here they were able to make a loser on loser play similar to what we saw earlier by taking the roughing finesse and diamonds, setting up a diamond to pitch a heart, which East wins, but then you have another diamond to pitch a club loser. Oh, there isn't a club loser. Just kidding. So I guess Declare just had an opportunity to guess the King of Diamonds, and they took kind of a safe approach to it, taking the roughing hook. Club comes back, but East is out trumps. Declare can now rough a heart back to hand or rough a diamond back to hand. And claim the rest. So 4 spades making 4. Not as good as 1100, but sometimes the opponents don't offer their head up on a chopping block. Okay. Well done in the auction. Well done in the play for Declare, making their contract. Let's head it back over to... we'll check back in on Adora against Max BridgeChamp, and oh my, this is the final board of the set. East opens a diamond, and West just blasts 5 diamonds at some point in this auction. That got doubled by North, and South is the one with a trump trick. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe West was preemptively trying to save against the opponent's 4-heart contract. Well, we'll take a look and see if any of the other tables get there, or if it even makes. But North gets in with the club ace, King of Spades and a spade rough coming. This is looking like it's going to be down 2 from here. Maybe even more. I guess South can rough this and return a diamond. And okay. Well, South ruffs and tries to cash the club king, and so now the hand's just over. Declare can pull the last trump and pitch a heart on the queen of clubs. Don't know why we're avoiding pulling trumps, but here we are. Queen of clubs cashes, and now Declare just has a high cross ruff. So 5 diamonds doubled down too, though. I mean, it looks like it probably is going to be a good save, because there appears to just be a diamond, a spade, and a heart to lose in 4 hearts, but Declare would need to play the hand quite carefully, given the 4-0 trump split in that contract. Let's see if some of the other tables are in the midst of bidding this hand. Ooh, oh, okay. So we do get to 4 hearts. Oh, and actually, declared by South, if West just leads a diamond at trick 1, it could go diamond to the ace, and East, knowing that they have the heart king, could switch to their singleton jack of clubs. Even though Declare can pick off the club suit because of this switch, West gets in with the spade ace to then be able to give partner club ruff. So 4 hearts doubled goes down 1. Yeah, that 5 diamonds phantom save ends up being very costly in the other room. 3 minutes left in the round. We see up on the timer here. Let's check in on some of the tables that are still in play. We will let's check in on 1 down, no down against Seligman. They're just getting started with this auction. 1 diamond by East, 2 hearts by South, weak. West bidding 3 diamonds rather than making a negative double. Very unusual choice, but it looks like in this case it's going to work out just fine because their partner doesn't have a spade fit. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know if North is going to double this. I mean, North has a decent hand, a couple of aces, but if partner really just has king, jack, 6 of hearts and out, maybe you don't have enough to beat it. But I do like the double by North. I mean, the king of spades could take a trick. So either way, once again, we do see this phantom save because we saw 4 hearts can be defeated with a club ruff coming. Spade opening lead. Up with the ace. North encourages and declares in trouble. I mean, certainly you have to play a club right now. I think Declare in the other room took a diamond finesse, but you're going to need to establish some sort of cross ruff to get anywhere near enough tricks. Like, pulling trumps is not even that helpful, right? You play a diamond to the queen, you ruff a heart, you play a diamond to the 10, you ruff a heart. Great, we've ruffed 2 hearts. We still have 2 heart losers, a club, a spade. So I think it makes a lot more sense to just play a club immediately. South wins the diamond king and actually just goes after trumps, electing not to try and get the spade ruff that they had set up at trick 1. And this makes some sense. And now we can kind of see the issue with this, with not ducking a club at trick 2, because South has been able to pull a second round of trumps, and then South is going to get in with the club king and pull a third round of trumps. Maybe. Well, we'll see if North lets them get away with it. So Declare is going to avoid the spade ruff, but this might end up even being worse than what we saw in the other room, where it was 300 for the defenders. Oh, no! Declare took too long. I mean, they were in a precarious spot. I don't blame them for trying to think, but I think part of the appeal of playing in these OCBL Pattons, especially on the BridgeChamp site where we have this timer available, is that you're supposed to play fast. I mean, like, you can't always make the right decision. This is supposed to be a for fun event. I don't know if there are any prizes that are given out by the OCBL for the tournament winners. I don't think so. I think it is really just like supposed to be a fun little thing to enjoy. And so I think it should be okay to just, maybe the players should get some sort of conditions of contest that they can look at where they can be more familiar with playing a little bit faster. Let's check in on Georgia against Max BridgeChamp. Coming into this last round, 2 passes. Okay. Some West might open the 10 count with 5 spades, but North opens a heart, a spade by South, and North has 16, 5-5, singleton and partner spade suit. If you were playing Gazilli, you would probably be able to jump to 3 clubs with this hand to show kind of a 14 to 16 with 5-5, which would be a nice description. If you're just playing 2/1, though, this hand is not worth a game force. So the only real choice is to bid 2 clubs with the North hand. I don't know. I mean, maybe North is playing Gazilli. I guess we'll see in just a second. 3 clubs alerted. So that probably is Gazilli, exactly as described, 14 to 16, 5-5 in the 2 suits. Well, South Sand is awful. I mean, I guess you're supposed to bid 3 hearts. If we were just playing imps, probably you pass as South. I mean, for one thing, the clubs are a little bit stronger. But I think there's also some inclination that North's clubs could be longer than their hearts. Like, if North had a good hand with 6 hearts and 5 clubs, they might have just bid 3 hearts rather than 3 clubs to show their extras, because they're aware that playing in the major suits valuable. But of course, at this board match form of scoring, or the Patton form of scoring, South does correct to 3 hearts, looking for plus 140 instead of plus 110, or maybe plus 140 instead of plus 130. So 3 hearts all pass. Not really sure what North is thinking about. North has showed their hand. If North wanted to treat the hand as extras, they could have started with 2 clubs. The Gazilli treatment, 17 or more. So trump lead from East should go to the 8 and Jack, or 8 and Queen, or something. Generally, trumps against these 2 suited auctions are pretty appealing, and East does have a bit of length in the club suit to protect. Oh, Declare puts up the 9 at trick 1, so covered by the king. Okay, this is definitely the most ambitious way to play the hand. Spade to the ace, club to the queen, ace of clubs, club rough is what Declare is going to do. If clubs are 3-3 and hearts are 3-3 and the ace of diamonds is on side, we're going to have 12 tricks pretty soon. But this is getting a little bit dangerous, because on this lie of the cards, what's going to happen is it'll go club to the queen, ace of clubs, the king drops. Great. Could be a false card from King Jack third. Whoa! Runs the 9 of clubs. Okay. Huh. Wow. Yeah, East wasn't expecting this either. A heart comes back. This heart back has to be a mistake from East, I think. Because East knows no matter what Declare's 5-card club holding is, it's always coming home from now on. Whether their partner has the singleton king, singleton queen, small singleton, seems unlikely. I mean, even singleton ace, I guess Declare would have to pick off that holding. And that heart return could have easily blown into Declare's queen jack 8, which would have given up a trick. But okay, I mean, it looks like Declare actually did very well by running the 9 of clubs. I mean, if it's probably correct to say then that West needed to cover the 9 of clubs with the king, because that would have given Declare a bit more of a problem. But here, Declare is kind of trapped in hand, but they can definitely just run the club suit. Eventually, they're going to have to lead away from the king of diamonds. And so East is going to score 2 diamonds and the 10 of hearts. And this will be 3 hearts making 3. Plus 140. And look at that. Well judged by North-South in the auction. Maybe a bit more stringent defense would have been able to hold them to fewer than 8 tricks, but we'll leave them be as they play through the rest of the deal. Let's check in on Ukraine against Adora. Board 20 getting underway. Pass by West. North opens a club with the 11 count. I love it. I love opening all 11s. So I'm excited to see when people do that. East overcalling a spade. Okay, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, the spade suit is very poor. East has an 8 count. You're vulnerable. Your partner's past hand. This is not your deal. You don't really want to be declaring this hand. Even if you find a spade fit, you would prefer not to get raised to 2 spades from partner. You would prefer partner doesn't compete to 3 spades with a mixed raise. You would prefer partner doesn't jump to 4 spades with 5-card support. I mean, you're just going to go 1,100 down against the opponent's vulnerable game. So I don't really think there's a lot going for the 1 spade overcall. If East spades were ace queen 5th, then sure, lead directing. You really want to get a spade lead with that hand. But here, East could tolerate a diamond lead, a heart lead. I mean, a spade lead if partner wants to, but you don't want to push partner to lead a spade from ace doubleton or king doubleton. Anyway, that probably wouldn't be most players' choice to overcall on these cards, but it looks like North-South did not end up punishing them here. They just end up declaring 3 no trump their way, which would have been where they'd end up. Club to the 10, so Declare kind of understandably misguessing the club suit after this 1 spade overcall on such a poor suit, figuring that East must have all of the missing high cards, otherwise how could they possibly bid? Well, they'll be a bit disappointed when they see the final result. Small diamond comes through to the 9 and queen. Diamond comes back. Whoa! To the king. Okay. I mean, I guess the 10 of diamonds is still covering the 7, and the 5 stands up on the 4th round of the suit. But West could have just as easily played the Played low on that 8 of diamonds back. They've been watching the spots, I'm sure. So heart comes to the queen and king. Nope, West was not watching the spots, but I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, maybe it does matter because now Declare wins the 7 of diamonds. Declare can cash 3 clubs and East hand gets caught in a show-up squeeze because East is the one with the ace of hearts, and I think this has to be marked from the auction at this point. West has turned up with everything else. 2 clubs pitching a heart, and then the jack of diamonds. East is going to be forced to come down to a doubleton spade, and Declare doesn't even need to take the spade finesse, which is known to be working anyway, given the opening lead and the play to trick 1. So, huge result for North-South, I mean, in terms of the play, with East-West going to sleep with their ace of hearts. But a lot of it stems from the fact that West just wasn't paying attention to the diamond spots, didn't remember that their 10 of diamonds could have pinned the 7 in dummy, and their 5 would stand up. Well done by Declare, pulling off the squeeze ultimately at the end of play, and the overtrick is going to be very deserved. Let's jump back out, maybe check back in on the other table in this match. In the midst of playing 3 no trump once again on not the same auction. A diamond, East does not overcall a spade. Much better decision, even though it didn't end up costing in the other room. North-South get to 3-0. But oddly enough, Declare picks off the clubs when they get to 3 no trump, played from the south side if East doesn't overcall. So Declare does end up with 4 club tricks. They've taken a heart. They do have a diamond and 2 spades to come, which gets them up to 8. But Declare has some work to do here. There are a couple of options. One, so Declare could do this, which is to just run the jack of spades. This works great when the queen of spades is on side. It also works if they were planning to take another spade finesse later, although that's pretty risky. But they could have just played for the spades to split at that point. It looks like East had discarded one. So that would have some merit. All right, Declare leads a diamond, but the opponent's hands are all good at this point. Cashes the ace of diamonds, so Declare makes 9 tricks, and the other table made 10 because the ace of hearts went away. So that's going to be an important over trick for team. I think it looks like that would have been Team Ukraine in the other room. Cashing out, they got 1 board left to play. We got 7 minutes left in the round. Let's jump into Seligman against BridgeChamp A. We'll look in on this table as they're in the midst of playing board 20. Oh no, do we have another 1 spade overcall? I see the 10 of spades opening lead. We don't. Sorry, there's a little bit of lag for me. I'm trying to pull up the auction. Here we go. 3 passes, 1 club from south. North not opening, the middling 11 with 3 jacks. Club, a diamond, a no trump, which is 12 to 14, could have a 4-card major, 2 no invitational, 3 clubs. Oh. Interesting. I feel like North-South weren't on the same page about this sequence. Some pairs will play XYZ here, a club, a diamond, and no trump. And so for some partnerships, 2 no trump would be the way not to invite a no trump, but the way to sign off in 3 clubs. Like if North had a weak hand with long diamonds and like 4-card club support, they would bid 2 no, 3 clubs here to let partner know I'm signing off in clubs. But people need to discuss, like, is that on by a passed hand? Is this treatment on if the auction starts a club, a diamond, and no trump? Or is it only if it goes a club, a major, and no trump? So all those things need to be talked about. And it looks to me like, based on the way the auction went, that North-South were not on the same page. I mean, nothing was alerted, but I just can't imagine that South on their own would bid 3 clubs with King 10 third. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I think there might have just been some misalerts. I expect them to have announced at the table to their opponents the alerts and kind of discussed with them what was going on. But it does feel like this might be a sequence they'll talk about before they end up in San Francisco next week. I do see some new players, which is great. I'm glad that this event has been expanding and finding a bunch of new players to play. But I do feel like it would be beneficial to have all of the players be aware that this is supposed to be a fast event, because we're in board 20 of 21 and we've gone through 17 of 20 minutes, 21 minutes in the round. They still have another full board to play after this. So, you know, I don't know who's been taking up all the time. I'm not going to try and lay blame. We can actually find out that the website has a built-in feature to look at how much time players are using. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we can't be thinking for this long in a fast event like this is one of the things I would say. I don't know if there are penalties being assigned. I'm still not entirely clear on how the, you know, running out of time works for this event, but I do hope that the players can be made aware that they should pick up the pace in some of these situations, because yeah, our South is also just like thinking and saying, hey, we got another board to play. I mean, we can't be just sitting here forever. All right, let's jump out. We will check in on one of the other matches. Let's head over here. Why do I feel like we were just watching this trick? But it seems like North-South have ended up in 1 no trump on their cards. So probably South showed a weak no trump and North with 11 passed, right? North didn't open, went a club, a diamond, no trump. And North said, I got 3 jacks. I mean, sure, I'm a maximum. I could invite with 2 no, but it's kind of board a match, right? The jacks are often not useful. I don't have any 10s. Wrong choice this time. Okay, once again, it looks like some players AFK for just a second. There is still, once again, another board to play. Gotta get moving, folks. Come on, pick up the pace. Let's head back. We will jump back into this table. I guess they're concluding the play of that 3 club contract that they had reached, and 3 clubs is going to make 4. But yeah, this will definitely be a situation where they're going to have to discuss north-south their agreements, because you do not want to be ending up in 3 clubs on these north-south cards. Whoa! Okay, I'm excited to see this last board. I hope that everyone in the event gets to play it, because North opens the bidding. 10 count, 6-4 in the round suits, 2 club overcall. South depends on what you want to show for the South hand. You could treat this as a mixed raise, but we have not gotten to West. And West is going to have some fun at these colors. South decides to bid 2-0, treating it as a limit raise. Makes sense. No wasted values in clubs. And now both of those kings in diamonds and spades look a little better given the overcall on your right. Which is not the case because West has both aces. But yeah, West has a big hand. So I think the only thing you can do as West is to start bidding your suits naturally. 3 hearts would show... That's one way to handle it, to just double. I mean, maybe this is supposed to be a responsive double, but I don't think it is. So 4 hearts passes around to West, who balances 4 spades. So the diamond suit gets lost. I mean, I'm not sure that there's a great way to get both suits in the picture. I was going to say that 3 hearts would be a raise of clubs for most players. So West could have started with, say, 3 diamonds, forcing on the opponents, by the way. It's very rare that you can make a forcing bid and force your opponents to bid, but the 2-no trump bid committed north-south to 3 of a major. So if you bid 3 diamonds, it's not going to pass out. And assuming they bid 4 hearts next or 3 hearts next, you can then bid spades. I know you're kind of showing your suits in the wrong order, but it's probably okay, is at least how I feel about it. So 4 spades passes around to South, who doubles. I imagine what happened here for North-South is that 4 hearts put North-South in a force. That seems very likely to me. And so North passed 4 spades, suggesting offense to defense. Doesn't want to double 4 spades. They don't have much of anything. And now South also just had a very flat hand, doubled. Is this going to go down? Well, probably not on a heart lead. Okay, a diamond lead is interesting. Wow. It seems very unnatural for South to cover it. Well, no. I mean, North could just be leading from Jack. Okay, I'm doing the same face as South. Hold on. How am I doing? That's what I feel like too, because something about this sequence doesn't make any sense, right? If partner really had Jack 8-7 of diamonds, why are they leading a diamond and not a heart? That makes no sense. So you got to trust your partner's opening lead. This has to be shortness. And yeah, South discards. This feels so natural, but this is the wrong play for a really weird reason, because now the singleton club goes on the ace of hearts. Declare had no entry to the dummy if South hadn't allowed it with the queen of diamonds at trick 1. That's incredible. Oh my, and now Declare takes diamond hook. So North gets to ruff. Now Declare needs to be very careful. Oh my, now Declare needs to be very careful. I mean, Declare could have just tried to pull trumps. They didn't need to take this diamond finesse. The diamonds were going to be playable for one loser already. They could have gone ace of spades, spade, and as long as spades were 3-2, they would lose 2 spades and a diamond. Playing that diamond, really asking for it. And they'll still be okay as long as they pull exactly 1 round of trumps before roughing the diamond suit good. I think they just stumble into it. There's really... Oh, wait. That's not good enough, is it? No, it is. Okay, I'm gaslighting myself here a little bit. Yeah, everything's fine. But this does feel like Declare has kind of stumbled a little bit into forcing their hand in this end position. Yeah, now a diamond gets roughed and great. There's no more spade and dummy to lead up, but South just gets 2 natural spade tricks. So 4 spades doubled making. I think this could easily be a push, but we could see a lot of different results on this board. I think I'm curious enough that before we sign off, we'll try and take a look at this final board results across all the tables. So heart roughed, and Declare can try and pull trumps in case the trumps are 2-2 for whatever reason. But yeah, South gets in. And this will be 590, scoring it up. Is this the last table in play? Yes, this is the last table. I do want to look at this final board results if we can. Well, let's take a look at who ended up winning. So quick refresh. Whoops. Hold on. In first place, we have BridgeChamp A, winning by a full 7 points, pretty large margin. Second place, Max BridgeChamp with 46.5, and Seligman was in third. Ukraine just behind them, and Team ChampBot does finish in 7th, so they got a lot of work to do before the next run at this event. But what I did want to look at was the very final round, this last board. So there's 4 spades doubled, 4 spades undoubled, meaning that the BAM went in one direction, even though not a ton of imps were swung. I want to see this hand across all pairs. There was a 6 spades down 3. Wow. 2 heart preempt from North, and West just couldn't stop bidding. There was a 3 club overcall from East, maybe a little bit thin, but we can kind of understand it with King, Queen, 10, 6 the clubs and a heart stopper. And yeah, West just could not help themselves. They just kept bidding, and wow. Okay. 4 hearts down 1, so West never took a call on this one auction. Just a completely different way around. We have 3 hearts making North-South. That's an unbelievable result. ChampBot, only 10 high card points, couldn't get in there. We have 3 spades, which East took as non-forcing. I think as East, you just bid 3-0. I know that you're a little bit sad about having overcalled 3 clubs, but so be it. 3 spades. Once again, East didn't overcall in this room, and West came in. A lot of 4 spade contracts. There's 5 diamonds doubled, which has some problems, but I guess that contract ended up making, and then Four Spades Doubled was the table that we actually took a look at. So anyway, congratulations once again to our winners, Team BridgeChamp A. If you are following the NABC, you'll probably see them there. So thanks for tuning into the broadcast, everyone. This is me, Brady Bot. I'm going to be signing off for now, but we will be back again for whenever the next OCBL Patton is held on BridgeChamp's channel. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure that you like the video. Leave a comment if you saw anything that you were particularly interested in or excited about during the broadcast, and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for all notifications about upcoming live streams and other videos that they broadcast. Thanks again. Take care and have a great day.